Welcome back, all you kings, queens, and in-betweens, to another Should You Watch video here on the channel, where we are going to be discussing one of my most highly anticipated anime of the Spring 2024 anime season. And that anime is Whisper Me a Love Song. Elaine, what are your thoughts on this anime?
I really like the art style. It reads a lot like manga panels, not because of how it's set up physically, but I think because of the color and just the style of the characters in general. And I feel like it's something you see in a lot of manga, especially for romance. The thing that irked me a little bit, though, was the way Senpai was framed. She's framed as this character with no interest in love, that's never been interested in love, and then after having a misunderstanding with her kohai, falls in love at first sight, or she believes at the very least that she has fallen in love at first sight. And I find this contrary to her character. If she's defined as someone who isn't interested in this, has never experienced this, then I don't feel like that's a fair jump to make. And I think I would have liked to see a few details about her backstory just shifted a little to make it more plausible. The other issue I have is I just don't like the whole love at first sight thing. It's not as bad as the trope of enemies to lovers. That is my absolute least favorite, but it's something I don't find realistic, and perhaps that'll be explored later in the story. I have no understanding of where this is going because I haven't read the manga or anything like that like Jeremy has, but it is something that bothered me right off the bat.
So I could be wrong, but I don't believe that Yuri, who is Senpai, is uninterested in love. It's just that she's never experienced it and doesn't understand it, which is why she was told to make a love song and she didn't think she could do it because she didn't think she had an understanding of love. Just because you haven't experienced love doesn't mean you're not interested in it, and doesn't mean you aren't receptive to it if it were to come into your life. She's not actively out there avoiding love. She's just a 17-year-old who hasn't experienced it yet, which a lot of 17-year-olds can say. And the only reason it even became a plot point or a topic of discussion is the fact that she was being asked to write a love song for her band. The average 17-year-old is not going around saying, my character trait is I don't like love, I'm not interested in love. It's just the fact that it happened to come up in a conversation because they wanted her to write a song for them. So when she experiences something like this, I don't necessarily think that it's contrary to her character traits or how she was framed as an individual in the first third of an episode that she got characterization to prior to that.
And of course, I disagree. If you're presenting a few sentences of information about a character and it's saying that she's never experienced love, which is understandable, as you have stated, for various reasons, and she hasn't been interested in pursuing love and things like that, then for me, this is contrary to her character. I don't think it should snap like a switch as quickly as it did for her, or it appears to have for her.
I could understand that. I don't know. I just think that since it's one of those things that is a very well-worn trope in not just anime, but in popular culture, the love at first sight thing, this is a thing that's existed for as long as there has been pop culture, and as long as there has been novels, and as long as there has been film and TV. For you to have not experienced something, and then all of a sudden it hits you as a rush of emotion, which love is often described as, I think it's more of a sign that this character is being exposed to something that they haven't been exposed to before. So prior to that, they were kind of speaking from a place of ignorance because they hadn't experienced it before. And, you know, as a 17-year-old, they are going to be ignorant of a lot of things. But on that particular topic, we could agree to disagree. I also know a little bit more about what's going to happen and the kinds of things that they're going to explore, concepts, emotions, things like that. So it's a little hard for me to react to it as somebody who doesn't know where it's going. But as of time of recording, we've only watched the first episode. I believe only the first episode's out. In terms of the aesthetics of it, I think they did a really good job of translating the manga to anime. A lot of the same panels were recreated in the anime. It was really nice hearing the music when previously I had only read the lyrics. I also appreciate that everything that's important takes place at Golden Hour. Golden Hour is very nice, and it's portrayed really well in the kind of colors that they use. So with the little back and forth that we've had and our experience with the first episode, do you intend to watch more of this?
I think given my interests, I'm not particularly inclined to continue watching it simply because I really don't like the concept of love at first sight. But I imagine if I had to guess where this was going with very little to go on, I think Senpai is going to realize that she misunderstood her feelings, and this is going to be an exploration of what love means and the fact that she didn't fall in love with this person at first sight, because that's ridiculously unrealistic. And I think I like that concept in my head, the exploration of love and what it means to fall in love with somebody and have those romantic feelings towards somebody. I also prefer Yuri, I think, to any other romantic pairing. So I think I will give this one a chance, but my expectations aren't particularly high, but that could change once we have more happening.
I have to ask, what made Sign of Affection your favorite anime last year? Because everything you say makes me believe that it shouldn't be your favorite anime from last year, or last season at the very least. That also had love at first sight, and it was entirely focused on the relationship and the romance.
I think I liked, that the characters were a little older than what we would normally see in an anime, just because it's closer to my age and I find that more relatable. And B, the added aspect of one of the characters being deaf. Yuki is deaf. And having the two characters have to navigate a relationship with that being a major component of the relationship was interesting to me. Like, I'm very interested in words and how they're portrayed and how people communicate. So having an anime that focuses on that, yes, and also romance was something that I found very interesting.
Okay, I could give you that. That was decently articulated to explain why it's different from other ones. I will say Yuki is only 1 year older than Senpai. So in terms of age, yes, boy guy, who I can't remember his name, but he was a little bit older because I think he was 2 years older than Yuki, 2 or 3 years older than Yuki. But Yuki from Sign of Affection is only 1 year older than Yuri.
But that year counts, Jeremy. It counts.
Okay, I'll let this slide. You did say you were going to continue watching it too. I'm definitely going to continue watching it. From episode 1, I know I'm going to continue watching it because I'm already past where they would have ended season 1. And I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I'm also really excited at the prospect of certain things that they might be bringing in based on the ending theme, because they show some characters in the ending theme that I wouldn't necessarily have thought should get the focus. And it'll be interesting once they bring in those story elements. So something that I'm also excited for is this Should You Watch content here on the channel, specifically for the spring 2024 anime season. Like the video if you like it. Comment down below. Let us know if you're watching Whisper Me a Love Song. Let us know other anime that you're watching this season, or your favorites from last season. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of this content going forward, and ring that bell so you know what's up. We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye, guys.